Oh dear, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast. As I was saying before, I'm physically, emotionally, every way you can think of, absolutely drained after that today. I'm joined by my guests tonight, Daniel and Alfie. How you doing, guys?
How are you doing? What are you saying?
Oh, my days.
Yeah.
Oh, where do we start? The lineup. Let's fuck it. Let's go for. Was you surprised with any inclusions in the lineup? Like Xhaka coming back into the squad, and Socrates and things like that. The way it's set up. Any of you guys surprised?
I wouldn't say I was surprised personally. I think that's sort of what I expected from Emery, but I was sort of surprised Saka started after one very good performance. I thought Nelson was rested on Thursday just so he could get the opportunity, but yeah, I don't know if I was surprised, but I wasn't necessarily happy with the starting 11. That's what I'd say.
what was that's something the obvious. What was making you unhappy about our starting 11? I
think it was mainly Socrates that I was sort of frustrated was left in. You know, he's been poor recently, and Chambers, he was good against Newcastle, was good in the second half against Frankfurt, was good when he came on today. I probably would have started him personally.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That got me as that did get me how he's apart from Newcastle away this season, every game he's played in, we've conceded goals. The one game he gets dropped in, we don't concede, and it's back in the fucking team straight afterwards. Oh my days!
Proper Arsenal defender there.
Daniel, what was your thoughts on the lineup?
I mean, similarly to Alfie, I was a bit surprised to see Saka coming in there after, like he said, just one good performance. I more or less thought that it was just kind of Reece Nelson getting a bit of a rest, but I don't think he played that badly. I've got to be honest. I think he looked.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he looked pretty confident on the ball, just like he has over the past few games that we've seen him. Really, he looks really promising. I don't want us to get overly excited though, because he is, he's only 18 years old. But in terms of the lineup, beside that, I agree with Alfie again. I don't really think that Socrates should have been in that starting lineup. He's not been playing well. So I don't really understand why Unai Emery keeps playing him there when we've got somebody like a Callum Chambers on the bench, who I don't think will necessarily fix all of our defensive deficiencies, but I think he is in a bit of better form than somebody like a Socrates. So, yeah, I share the same thoughts with Alfie, to be honest.
Chambers proves your point when Chambers comes on. In the right back role, he came in second half, and he did look solid defensively, with all due respect. And going forward, he got stuck in.
Well, their second goal. Yeah, their second goal came from his side. I haven't watched it back. But I don't know if he was at fault for it. I don't know what you thought, but I haven't seen it back. But
I think it's more so. I think there's more so Xhaka, because Xhaka's literally, if you watch the replay, he's just standing there, skipping to the side, whilst fucking Grealish going da.
Yeah.
I think Louise for that goal, horrendous. For someone who's meant to be experienced, he was so unaware of a runner coming in between him. That frustrated me.
Yeah, as you said, experience, and you'd expect that from someone like Chambers, who hasn't had that much game time compared to him. But it was just like, what was frustrating at that time was that we just got back into the game.
Yeah,
Pepe got his first goal as well. Great,
good penalty. Yep.
The crowd's on a high. And then literally within 2 minutes, we're fucking 2-1 down. Like, oh, for fuck's sake! It's just like it's one of them. It's only one of them days. We're going to lose this, and we're going to be absolutely humiliated for the second week in a row. We haven't counted on our rivals dropping points. Because that would make perfect sense for us to actually do it. And
exactly.
You hit the 80th minute, and that 80th minute, when Chambers got the equaliser, you're thinking, okay, we can put momentum's back on our way. This time, make it fucking count. And did we fucking make it count?
Oh my gosh, yeah. My poor kneecaps, dude. You should see, man. I got that carpet burn from my knee slide out there, man.
You did a knee slide?
Oh yeah, dude. I was like doing there we go, just crushing it up.
I ended up with 4 or 5 seats down from where I started.
Someone told me.
And I as soon as it left Aubameyang's boot, that winner, I knew it was in. I was right behind it, and
What a free kick.
yeah, responsibility. Someone taking the initiative.
Something we've called
Yeah.
out for years as well, from my experienced players.
And he was captain at that point.
Yeah, at that point, he was he had the captain's armband on. But
Yep.
if we could be honest, he wasn't the best of games for Aubameyang. He was making mistakes and errors that you wouldn't expect from him in
I
his sort
think
of game.
he looked shattered from playing on Thursday as well. He hasn't had a rest yet.
True.
And I think that influenced him, but he produced the match-winning moment. So world class.
I think he'll be rested on Tuesday. There's no way.
I agree. Yeah, he better be.
Yeah, no way.
He's got to be rested because you got then after Tuesday, you got a massive trip on next Monday against Manchester United.
Yeah, I think there's no chance he'll play against Forest.
Yeah, I would play complete. If I'm being honest, I think I'm going all youth against Forest.
Yeah.
I mean, that game against United is massive.
Well, just going back and winning back a bit. Obviously, that you was there. Xhaka, when he got substituted, was you cheering or was you keeping quiet? And what did you make of the cheers from the crowd?
I clapped him off. I think I don't like it when that happens at all. If I'm honest, I was kind of annoyed at some of the fans who were sort of, there was some cheering him being substituted, and there was I heard a few boos sort of in the background, and I personally didn't like that. I think you've got to support your players, particularly when you can have your opinions on them, but in what situation is that going to help anyone? It's just going to lower his confidence. It's going to sort of bring a negativity, a toxicity around the squad. So, yeah, I didn't.
It doesn't help himself. I agree with what you're saying, but he doesn't help himself when he comes up on national TV, not just any old TV broadcast, on Sky, the UK national TV, and says after the Watford 2-2, we were scared. At 2-0 up, we were scared.
Yeah, but they were
things like that, and the fact that in the international break as well, he refused to take responsibility for what he did in the North London derby and pinned it all on the other players. So that might. And then if you watch back in the Watford game at 2-0, he's telling the goalkeeper to lump it forward. They're telling him where to stick it, and we all know what happened. But that's showing they don't respect him themselves. So that's going to cause a toxic atmosphere as well.
Yeah, but I think what is booing him when he's coming off the pitch?
Oh no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never agree with booing our own players. I mean, especially you look at last season, it's not really the same if we're being honest. But every time Unai Emery was taking off Lacazette, for example, there was a jeer from the crowd because they didn't agree with it. The fact of the matter is Unai Emery kept taking off Lacazette. I mean, it's not going to change anything. The fans negatively reacting, and I don't personally really rate Xhaka all that highly. I think he's a decent footballer, but I don't think he really should be starting at this point, especially not in the form he's in.
I don't think he had the worst game today, if I'm honest.
I don't think he was horrible today.
Defensively, he was exposed a lot, his immobility, a lack of pace. But on the ball, he wasn't poor. I can't think of any. I think he had a pretty high pass completion. So, yeah, I think, I don't know. I just don't agree with those boos personally.
I don't either. I don't like when any of our players get booed.
I agree. I've got to agree with you both. I don't agree with it. And I was talking to a gentleman after the game at my way of Robin film. I used to go and talk to him afterwards, and he put his Irish. He went back in international break when Switzerland played Ireland. He said, obviously, Xhaka was the captain he was playing, and he looked absolutely world class compared to what he does at Arsenal. Yeah, and maybe it's because this league's too fast for him.
It could be
too fast paced for him, and hence his mobility. Because there was a point in the second half as well, where I think it was even the penalty box. I think you'd have more idea, Alfie, because he was at that end. He had a chance to score, but he was back to goal. But he didn't. Because he's so stiff in his mobility, he didn't get round. He didn't think and quick and move and do it. He had to be and pass it on, and it all started again. Sideways, backwards, and all that crap. But he got absolutely.
I remember that.
The atmosphere from that, the fans were fuming.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it is with Xhaka too. Whenever he gets in the box, it just anytime he gets anywhere near the goal, it seems like he kind of just panics a little bit, and his first touch is absolutely appalling when he's in there. And I think his lack of mobility and also the fact that he is such a one-footed player really works against him when he's in situations like that. So it's just, I think we're in a situation now, we're kind of looking, where does Granit Xhaka kind of fit in the best? Because me and Alfie were saying it in our podcast recently is neither of us think he's the best guy to be right in front of that back line. But also when he gets in the box, he just kind of panics. So it's like only the midfield section. He can't get anywhere near the box. He can't get anywhere near the defense. So what is he just supposed to hang out on the halfway line or something? I'm confused, you know?
I think he's at his best when he's partnered in a two-man pivot with Lucas Torreira. Lucas Torreira doing more of the dirty work and allowing Xhaka to get on the ball and start attacks and play expensive passes. I think there's, I agree with what Ryan said just there, that I think the league is too dynamic and too quick for him. And, you know, when we play in Europe, he seems to have his best games. If you think of Napoli, or not Napoli last year, if you think of Valencia last year, he played well. If you think about AC Milan a couple of years ago, he was brilliant. Think about Frankfurt just a few days ago, he was excellent. These are teams that are playing in slower leagues and aren't quite as quick. And I think he would suit maybe the Italian league better than he does this league.
True.
Oh, definitely. Just obviously Saka made his debut, his Premier League debut today. Because he only played the first half because of what happened in Ainsley getting sent off. What was your thoughts in his first 45 minutes of Premier League football?
I thought.
Dan, we'll go to, oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Daniel.
Go. Someone.
I thought it was bright. It wasn't brilliant, but I think it was like just a couple minutes in, he put a brilliant cross in to the back post, and Maitland-Niles completely made a hash of it. But he wasn't brilliant in the final third, but he was positive. He was bright. He was running at players. He took players on, and he did try and make things happen. And if I'm honest, he has been showing more than Reece Nelson when Reece Nelson's been getting opportunities. But I do think it was the right substitution as well. I think we needed to leave. I think playing a 4-3-2 was more smart than playing 4-4-1 because we didn't get outnumbered in central midfield. And I think it was bright overall, but he still obviously got a long way to go, and maybe we'll see him again on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think we will, and I don't think he was brilliant by any stretch of the imagination, but he didn't look out of place to me. I mean, there's sometimes when a young player can just come on for their Premier League debut or wherever kind of debut, it could even be in the Carabao Cup, but it's like he didn't look completely out of his depth for me. And this kid he's exciting, man. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. But like I was saying earlier, let's not get too excited because, he is only 18 years old. So promising first signs, but he's going to need a lot of time for me.
Yeah. Agreed.
What was your thoughts and Ainsley in that second bookable offence that got him sent off, and his game in general? Because it's for someone who's played Premier League football as much as he has, that's very naive of him to do, just go flying in studs up the way he did. Winning the ball or not, you're asking for trouble. And John Moss, we know what a referee is when he comes against refereeing against Arsenal. He likes any excuse to
send someone off. Yeah,
we proved it today. The amount of time, in the second half, I think Socrates got boot to the head, Louise got done to the head, nothing, and yet our players are just either putting the ball down, getting booked, or literally talking, and you're booking them for nothing.
Yep. I mean, but like you said, in regards to that Maitland-Niles sending off, at first glance, I saw the tackle and I was like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, that's a nice tackle. He slid in, scooped the ball away from him, and it was kind of like a passing tackle, essentially. But when they showed the replay, I could totally see why the referee gave him a yellow card for that. He did have a following through. His leg was way up there, and whether or not it was a sending off, I think is irrelevant, though. He shouldn't be flying in like that, especially not when he's on a yellow card. And I think that if he would have stayed on the pitch, I mean, maybe this game would have been a lot easier. But at the end of the day, you also could look at it from the standpoint of if he would have stayed on, would Callum Chambers have came on at all? And because I think Callum Chambers, when he came on, was excellent. I think for me, a candidate probably for man of the match, even though we only played in the second half. So, but about Maitland-Niles, yeah, like you were saying, Ryan, I completely agree with you there, man. Completely naive. He hasn't only played three games or anything like that. He's been around for a few years now, and he's getting consistent appearances. So it's a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I thought.
A quick point quickly. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. If he's got big, massive injuries, little niggle, this, that, and the other. Does he get back in the squad now with Chambers putting in a performance like he did today? Or do you keep faith in Chambers? Does Amy have to keep faith in Chambers now because the performance he had in that second half? Not just the goal aside.
Excellent. Yeah, really good performance. And I don't think I'm always a guy under the impression of if somebody's in good form, even if the top guy in that position is coming back, you don't take the guy that's in good form out for me. That's just my opinion on it. And I like Chambers playing there, to be honest. I think he actually offers us something going forward too, because, for example, when you put Mustafi there, doesn't offer too much going forward. And he is sloppy, as we all know. But Chambers there, he doesn't look too out of place and too out of his position. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
I think we should, I don't know. I think against Forest, it will probably be Chambers. Obviously, Maitland-Niles is out, and Mustafi probably play at centre back. If we're going into that game at Old Trafford and Maitland-Niles is, injured, or even if he's coming back, I probably would opt for Chambers. I think he's better defensively, unless obviously Bellerin's fit, but he probably won't be ready by then. I'll be inclined to agree. Just on the challenge from Maitland-Niles, I actually sympathise with him a bit because I think the ball was there to be won and he won it. It was just the follow through, which was kind of odd because he won the ball and then his studs sort of went up. But yeah, I sympathise with him just based on the fact that the ball was there to be won and he did win the ball. He just went in a bit rashly, and as you said, it was a bit of naivety from a player. He's still young, but as you said, he's experienced enough not to know that. And that's his second red card in a few months. He got sent off at the King Power Stadium in, I think it was April. So, yeah, that's another game he needs to cut out.
Yeah, that's the City. Oh dear. Well, Matthew Guendouzi, last week got criticised heavily by everyone pretty much for his gesture towards the Watford fans, the 2-1 gesture, this, that, and the other. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but obviously it came back and bit him on the backside.
That was just a bit embarrassing.
However, second half, it's him that gets fouled that changes the game in the sense of because he's literally got to a point where he's grabbing the ball by the horn, so to speak, and trying to change the flow of the game in his team's favour. Not his fault, but our defence thought, oh no, we'll give it another advantage. Let it go 2-1. Let's make our job even more harder. But even then, he didn't put a foot wrong. And I'm actually thankful the referee didn't spot him going into the crowd on the third goal because otherwise he would have been off. Because he was already on the booking.
With John Moore.
Yeah. Oh, just back on the John Moss thing. It was all even at 0-0, especially at 1-0. Tom Heaton, the goalkeeper with that lot, wasting time like you wouldn't believe, and he's literally giving the gesture to the ref, and the ref's smiling about ha. So take your time, Leno takes 2 seconds and gets booked for it.
Exactly, yeah.
Immediately.
That annoyed me. And Moss in general, I mean, he didn't want the game to flow. There were so many times when free kicks or quick corners and stuff like that, and he kept bringing it back or making sure the ball was in the exact position where a foul took place. It was disrupting the game, and I think he had quite a poor game just in that sense, even getting onto individual decisions.
I think it was either just before we got the winning goal or just after. Villa were on the attack. The cross has come in. It's been cleared, and all of a sudden, one of their players, I think it's McGinn, is on the floor. Yeah. No, the game had been nowhere near him. Nothing's ever happened. He just decided to fall to the floor and hold his leg. Not a head injury.
I remember that.
Not a head injury, but So play on. Oh no, got to stop. Got to wait. You okay? Yeah. Yeah, you're deliberately slowing the game down to favour.
Yeah, that was when we had momentum as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh my days.
For you, man. So it's always been. So it's always going to be. Unfortunately.
What was your thoughts on Pepe today? Obviously, he got his goal, his first of hopefully many. Alfie, go
on. I think it was a nice gesture from Aubameyang to give him that penalty. I think in the first half it was him and Saka who were sort of the bright sparks. He was, although in the final third there's still a question mark over his decision making and his end ball. I think he was bright and he was trying to take people on. And yeah, again he took responsibility with that penalty. And yeah, it was more encouraging than I think it has been in recent weeks. And I think that penalty could really give it could ignite a spark and sort of drive him on, and he could get going from here. And I'm excited to see what he does from here, particularly at Old Trafford against a shit defence.
a shit defence and our defence.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the question of the game, pretty much. Who has the worst defence? I tagged Alfie in a tweet.
El Sakiko.
Sakiko. Oh, that should be a fun one. It's going to end like 8-8 or something like that.
Oh God!
Well, they're shit going forward as well, and apparently
True.
Apparently, Rashford's gone out of injured. The only threat gone off injured today.
Exactly.
Aren't they happy they sold Lukaku?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a stupid decision.
I don't know if you guys saw it either. There was a thing of Ed Woodward and Phil Jones sitting up in the. Oh my goodness!
In the morning,
I love to see it.
Oh, days!
But I love seeing United fans despairing.
Oh, it's such a beautiful sight to see. Such a beautiful sight to see.
Have you seen the video that's going around on Twitter as well? That Rio Ferdinand pulls up in the back. Well, he didn't.
Yeah.
He's got his sofa. His driver to pull up and go, "What are you calling for my best mate to be fucking cancelled?" Sacked basically.
Yeah, what's his name?
Look, 2 weeks ago, you're all happy now because we lost a couple of games. You're all hit. What do you? Oh yeah, because any team, if your team's losing, they're not performing, and nothing's changed from this regime to the previous, you're gonna ask questions.
Yep.
Fans are entitled. He just wants the limelight for himself. It's Rio Ferdinand what he is. He just wants the limelight for himself. Like, they're complaining. Pull up, driver. Oi, you.
Yeah, he does it on a consistent basis too. I don't know. You remember when he was trying to say that Mike Ashley is a good owner?
Oh, don't.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because he's got some sort of commercial link to him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that at all, is it?
Well, yeah, and it's because he knows Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He doesn't want to upset his mate.
Yeah. But about what you were saying about Nicolas Pepe, he was. I think the thing about Pepe is he just keeps getting better with every game that he plays for us. He's starting to look like he's getting more accustomed to the style of the Premier League. English football is a hell of a lot faster than French football, and in terms of the league, and it's going to take a lot of time for him to adapt.
We don't get this. That's what I'm saying. Because my brother's he's younger than me, but he's an Arsenal fan as well. And he's like, I'll try to explain to him. How can you expect him to have all the space in the world in the French league? Because you get that space in all that space. Whereas in Premier League, you're bang, they're on you.
Someone will break your leg. They don't care.
Yeah. You've got to touch all that and everything. So it is what it is. Do you think this result could be? Because obviously the whole drama of last week, the world's going to end. We're still shit. Do you think this could be a turning point so early in the season if we now carry it on into the next couple of games?
Go ahead, Daniel.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like to look at things by one game, but this was a huge result, and the manner that we won was really everybody at home or whether they were in the stadium or wherever they may be. It was crazy. Frankly, it was one of those games that I was watching. I was like, we're gonna flip and lose this. We're gonna lose. But a man down, we managed 3-2. at the Emirates. I mean, before the game, it was funny too because I'm guaranteeing you, all of us in this chat were all extremely confident going into this game. You know, especially beating Frankfurt 3-0 away from home. Even though that scoreline I did think flatter us a bit, but nonetheless, still, I think we played well in that game. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is going to be a turning point for us, but I hope it's a sign of positivity for the future.
I think whilst, you know, we showed great mentality, you know, resilience, I think it did sort of paper over the cracks for large portions of that game, particularly the first half. I think we were quite poor. You know, we weren't particularly creative in possession. I think there was a period in the second half where we were completely on top. We were dominating. We had the momentum. But it took for us to go 2-1 down to sort of start playing properly. And for me, that is a worrying sign. And yeah, I think there needs to be more. I don't think it would be a turning point just based on the fact that it wasn't a brilliant performance. If we played brilliantly and won 5-0 today, I thought maybe, yeah. But I need some encouragement from Emery and from the side to show me that, you know, we're going to start controlling games of football, because we haven't been controlling games. There were periods where Villa were completely all over us, and it's worrying for me.
I haven't seen the stats yet. What was the shots? What was the final count for?
I'm going to have a look at that now.
Did they have more shots than us? Because that'd be like the 6, 7,
every game
7,
apart from the North London derby.
I'm just getting up now. One sec. Sorry.
Yeah, they no, we had more, did we? Wait,
I'll just have a look now. One sec. Trying to get
I think we had 21 and they had 14, but they had more shots on target.
I think she had more shots in general. Then. That's
There we go, man. Finally,
10 plus shots though. 14.
Yeah, that's not good.
24
to a bottom
against
beating team.
31 against Watford. It's not good enough.
Nope, not at all.
That's one thing that this season has worried me. The amount of chances we are willing to let the opposition have at home or away in any competition. It's very worrying. You were just saying then, Alfie, about Emery. What's he got to do to build your confidence back up in going in the club, in him and the club going forward?
I think he's got to nail down and, you know, really create an actual footballing identity. You know, it's been really hard to get behind something where you don't know how he's trying to go about things. I didn't know how he was trying to approach this game, if I'm honest. And I don't know how couldn't understand the way we approached the second half against Watford. And yeah, if we're going to be a pressing team, I want to see a cohesive, fluent press where, you know, if the front players are pressing, which did happen at times in this game, then the back four has to push up. There were a lot of times where the front four pushed up, and then we left a lot of space, and we were still playing quite a deep line. You know, I want to see if we're going to be a counter-attacking team. You know, being solid defensively and using our pace, which we've got. Yeah, I think we need to see a clear style, and we need to see how Emery's going to implement it. And if he can do that, then he'll have my trust, even if we're not getting results. If he's clearly trying to implement a style of play, which he's trying to work on, I'll probably be more enthused than sort of scraping through games, allowing the teams to carve through us and just sort of frantically trying to get back into the game.
Does Xhaka fit that system though? And if not, does he have to drop him and put a midfield in that will plug that gap where we are getting absolutely annihilated when it comes to the team attacking us?
Well, I think if we're trying to play as a pressing team, you probably have to say he doesn't really fit it, because he's not that mobile, he's not very quick, and he doesn't really fit that pressing mold. Although he did it a few times against Frankfurt well. If we're trying to be a counter-attacking team, he could do it alongside Torreira. But the way Guendouzi's playing at the moment, brilliant in that second half, he sort of has to be in the team. So, I don't know. It depends what he wants to do and how he tries to play. But, yeah, I don't know. That's basically what I want to see. I want to see a footballing identity, and it depends what that philosophy is as to whether Xhaka gets in the team.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially with the thing you said about the high pressing. I mean, I'd like to see us press higher up the pitch. I really would. And more of like not just pressing just to pressing for a reason, to try to actually win the ball back, not just going through the motions and just doing it to appease the fans. I want it to actually be productive. And yeah, I don't think Xhaka being in that midfield really helps us out with pressing at all. I would prefer maybe a Lucas Torreira in there, if I'm being honest. He's a bit more mobile, more quick, tenacious. He'll get involved in the press if he needs to. He's a lot higher energy. So, yeah.
And Torreira would have made the difference today.
Yeah. And with Torreira, he does get back and he does sit in front of that back four and he will protect the back four for Aston when he's played in that central role. Yeah, that's such an Willock as well. When this doesn't help Emery out at all because he needs to nail down. He's starting 11, and I'm sorry, Willock hasn't done nothing wrong so far this season. Touchwood. He came on today, like you said, and made a difference himself. Every time he got the ball, he got the ball. He used it with purpose. He ran with it, and it scared the defence.
Yeah,
and you want players like that, put them on edge and.
I almost think that I almost think that Willock on the bench and bringing him on at the later stages of the game could be maybe not such a bad idea because he just does add so much energy and he is so direct flying forward. So, but yeah, like you said, it is a bit of a headache for Unai Emery at the moment because I think Ceballos is playing well. Torreira came on today, did the job he needed to do. Willock's playing well. So, yeah, he's got a bit of a selection headache on his hand and obviously Guendouzi. So, but now I will say this is not exactly the worst problem to have.
Exactly. Competition for places.
Again, that's something we didn't really have near the end of Wenger's time. Without being disrespectful, you knew certain players, no matter what, were going to play and even had the worst performance of their life and someone who was in that same role had a really good performance in the cup game. For example, Lucas Perez, when we first got him, got a Champions League hat-trick. No mean feat, no matter who you're playing against, gets dropped in the next game.
Yep.
Because Wenger had favourites, let's be honest. And whereas that's the one thing Emery's brought is competition for places, even in goal.
Is that true?
Then those safe at the moment with Martinez. Even when we've got fully fit back line, you've got Bellerin, Chambers for right back. You can say make it nice if you want to. Kolasinac and Kieran Tierney, but obviously Tierney will be first choice. And you've got literally the centre backs themselves. You've got competition there, holding when he gets back. Panos. And instead of midfield and the strikers, when we do have a full suite squad, and Lacazette does come back at the end of next month, like you've got the choice of putting on your formation: Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, Saka, not Willock, Reece Nelson. Something we've been trying for years. We finally got it. It just needs to get Martinelli as well. Who literally just came. He did impress me in pre-season. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'd like to see him next game.
I think we'll see. Yeah, I think we'll see him on Tuesday. Definitely. The fact he was on the bench today, I think. Looking forward to Tuesday, and then obviously next Monday. What do you see coming from Arsenal and Emery in general? Obviously, you both wanted to go full on youth on Tuesday. So that's the main core of the Monday night game.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I think without any doubt.
So, who would you have as captain on? Would you have any experience at all on Tuesday, or just?
I think Martinez in goal, you could say, is to an extent experience. 27. Probably looking at a back four of. I think Mustafi will probably come in, maybe holding Chambers at right back. Left back's an interesting one because Kolasinac can't play again. Not 2 games, not 3 games. Exactly.
Yeah, he needs a rest.
Maybe Medley. He's not a natural fullback, but he's played there.
Yeah, because that's a hell of a lot to ask for any player. 48 hours after playing something a game in general. To go there, you go, and then you've got 6 days off, and you go back again.
Yes, I'm not sure about left. Do you think Medley?
I'll try. It's the cup game.
Never seen him. Has he ever played there?
He played a couple games last year under me in that Europa Cup, the Europa League and all that.
Yeah, FA Cup Blackpool. He came on at left
Yeah.
back. So
Well,
it's a shout.
I don't think because I agree. I don't think Kolasinac should be in that lineup at all. He will. That's a little too much, if you ask me. I don't really anybody today. I don't think should be in that lineup. That's
Exactly. That I can't believe.
really quick. That's
I don't
come
understand
on.
why we're playing on Tuesday and not Wednesday.
I don't get it.
This doesn't make any sense.
This is the FA note for you because they say one. This is what I don't get. Thursday, you got the league teams. They're playing on Thursday. They brought in a few years ago. If you play on Thursday in Europa League, you don't play Saturday. You play Sunday. You play your games on Sunday, no matter what.
Or
So
Monday.
why is it one rule for that and then a completely different rule?
Yeah.
For us in the cup.
Yeah.
We're not on TV.
Perhaps maybe Forest are playing on Friday or something. I'm not sure.
Let me check one sec.
But yeah, that is odd. Yeah, midfield. I think maybe Willock will come back in. Maybe Ollie Inca or Burson outside chance. So where we didn't start today.
I'd like to see.
Yeah, they're playing. There you go. They're playing Friday against Stoke away.
Oh, that makes sense. See, they could have just moved that back.
Yeah.
Let us play on Wednesday.
Yep. Exactly. They've got their TV. They're showing their football on TV. Do this and the other. If it doesn't benefit Arsenal, even better for them because it's the first time they've done it in the recent months.
Yep. Well, and also I want to say shout out to, I'm not going to disclose the page's name because he's too damn good of a Twitter page, but shout out to the page that got me that bootleg live stream, man. Crushing it. Because whose idea was it to have Chelsea versus Liverpool on at the same time as the Arsenal game?
That was annoying, yeah.
It was like, what are you thinking?
That's Sky for you.
Yep, pretty much. That just seems like a foolish decision.
Because it's Liverpool and now the tables have turned there, we'll put that on instead.
Mm.
And even the West Ham Man United game, even though West Ham did win today against Man United, it's like, really?
Mm.
But it is what it is. Yeah, and obviously you've just seen him I did put it up on the screen. Mobile Guna said, in his opinion, Torreira, Guendouzi and Ceballos is our best midfield, in his opinion.
I agree with that, actually. The little thumbs up. Don't know if he noticed that, but yeah, I was saying to Alfie recently, actually, just a couple of days ago. I don't think Guendouzi and Xhaka can play in the same team because I think they both have an element of sloppiness to their game. I think Guendouzi is just because he's a younger guy, and Xhaka's lack of mobility really just kind of contributes to him being sloppy. So yeah, I would like to see that. I'd like to see that sometime. Torreira, Ceballos, and Guendouzi midfield. I think that would do the job pretty well, if I'm being honest, because they're three completely different kinds of players.
I'd actually be tempted, if I was Emmy, to try that out against Man United. Because, as you said, they're not the best of teams at the moment. They're not great. And it will cause problems because we've got Torreira, who defensively will be solid. He'll get back and protect that back four if he has to. Guendouzi does what he does and whatever. And then you've got Ceballos, who's that creative mix of Santi and Cesc all in one. But he does do what. Do you know how many years we've got this guy on loan, but he's doing everything that Emmy's been asking for Ozil since day one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The irony behind that.
Do you think Ozil could play on Tuesday, considering he's been rested?
Oh, that's a shout. Actually, I think that's a shout.
Possible because he didn't play today, didn't he? Because of what's happened. Obviously, that you could say the Maitland Niles being sent off had an effect on that. Him not playing, so that's possible. Easing back in that way, sort of, so to speak.
It's the sort of game he would never play in, but why not?
There's nothing to lose. It's not like he's playing game in, game out, is it?
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean
Smith, Rowan, Nelson behind Martinelli, maybe.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to try that.
Would you play Reece Nelson?
Bench? Yeah, I'll probably play Nelson. Didn't play 2 games in a row.
Would you rest Saka on the bench because you played today, or would you start him?
I'll probably. I don't know. Could be good for his confidence to play again. I probably would rest him. Played 48 hours ago. I mean, he is young, but still, I think Ozil, Smith Rowe, Nelson, Martinelli would probably make more sense just based off game time in the last 2 games. But yeah, I wouldn't be against Saka playing again.
Yeah, I think Saka, like Pepe, it honestly just comes down to the more games he plays, the more it's going to work to his benefit. But yeah, like Alfie was just saying, I mean, for any player, it doesn't matter. 2 games in 48 hours is craziness. I mean, could really take a toll. And the last thing we want for Saka right now, with the bit of good form he's in, just bursting onto the scene like this emphatically, is him to pick up an injury. So maybe rest him, and then maybe, who knows, give him a part to play in the United game. I know it's a difficult atmosphere, but I mean, let's be honest, Frankfurt's atmosphere was pretty crazy just from what I could see on the TV, so he can handle it.
Yeah.
I've got another comment from Mobile Guna saying it's alarming how better Guendouzi looks compared to Xhaka. And as you said, Guendouzi's just turned 20, whereas Xhaka's now a fully fledged experience. Yeah.
I think Xhaka was better than Guendouzi in the first half, if I'm honest. So, I thought Guendouzi had quite a poor first half. I think he was really sloppy at times.
Yeah,
however,
he did have a sloppy first half.
Exactly, but the second half, that was one of the best performances from a player. One of the best halves from an Arsenal player in a while. I think he was
probably up there with his North London Derby performance a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. I thought he was even better than he was. Obviously, easier opposition, but the way he drove us forward and created things out of nothing when the team was really withering, it did sort of remind me of. I said this on one of our blogs a while ago. Sort of reminds me of Cesc Fabregas. Obviously, a different sort of player, but just the way at such a young age he's such a vital player and sort of taking the game by the scruff of the neck and sort of taking the initiative in a team. He seems to flourish when we're under pressure. And yeah, for such a young player, that is so impressive.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think one of the most understated aspects of Guendouzi's game is his amazing shithousery. He is such a little prick.
Did you see the moment in the second half with Tom Heaton? I'm not sure what happened, but there seems to be some sort of
an altercation.
I was at the other end in the clock end, so I saw something kick off. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I was the only one here to watch it on the telly. Then I could tell you, Guendouzi just came up to him, gave him a pop. Just no. I think Heaton was mad at him for diving and trying to earn a penalty, but Guendouzi stands up for himself, man. I don't know how old Heaton is, but I know he's significantly older than Guendouzi.
I'm trying to think. He's been around for a while now. He's got to be like 27. He's got to be 28 now.
He's older. And Guendouzi's just not scared. He's not scared. He's like, come on, let's go. I love that. I love that in a player. We haven't had that in years, and I love somebody that'll just get on the pitch, man. And he's a good footballer as well. But the main thing for me that I think separates him from most other young players, he's not shy at all. He's passionate. He seems to thrive under pressure, like Alfie was saying. I mean, that assist in the North London Derby was exquisite. And then the manner in which he earned that penalty today, just wriggling through the defense, was absolutely phenomenal. And then just basically forcing them to foul him. And then he had another good shot in the game, I think, from outside the area.
Yeah, I was watching it now.
What an effort that was. Wow. So, yeah, Guendouzi, good second half, though. Again, we've got a lot of really exciting young players coming up. I think him and Willock, if they could find out how to kind of work with each other a little bit more, then that could be a really exciting midfield for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. I think Torreira, Guendouzi, Willock is our future midfield in a few years, probably, when Ceballos and Ozil are gone.
Yeah, I think Ceballos will probably, unfortunately, go back to Madrid. It just seems to me like he's in tryouts for Madrid at the moment.
Saying that, I think it was a few weeks ago I was on here, and I think it was after the North London Derby, where he was in an interview. He said he feels at home. He feels at home in London. Doesn't feel homesick. He praising our fan base as well. How passionate we are. We're not both the side. Arsenal and Madrid. There's not much difference in size. This, that, and the other. You're saying all the sort of right things you'd want to hear from someone who's meant to be going back, but obviously saying the right things just in case he doesn't go back, so he can stay put, sort of thing.
Sure.
What did you make of his performance today?
Hit and miss, really. He had good moments. Don't get me wrong, but there was moments. Yeah, he wasn't his best game by a long shot. Probably. Whereas I think he's been overplayed. I don't know, because obviously he's only played a few. How long? In
5 or 6 minutes, I think.
6 minutes, but obviously the travel. Again, completely rest him on Tuesday. Don't play him at all.
Yeah,
rest anyone he's planning to play next Monday against United at Old Trafford, because of our form at Old Trafford in recent years. Don't play him. Rest him. Give him the rest.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't think he was stellar at all, but I don't think he was that bad either. He was just kind of hit or miss, like you said. Yeah,
he had a succession of terrible corners, which really frustrated.
Those were atrocious. Oh my god!
Especially in the second half.
Well, that was a period when we weren't creating much an open play. We were trying to make corners count, and we did not use them. I think it was one chance. Socrates headed it on, and Aubameyang sort of.
Just completely hit it straight up, right?
Yeah. But in general, we didn't use our set pieces very well. I'm saying that we scored from one, but that was frustrating. I thought again he was a bit wasteful at times, but he did show some good moments, and I still think he's sort of intimidated by the pace at times of the Premier League. He thinks he has a bit more time, and he takes a few more touches than he needs to, and he'll get away with that in La Liga, where it's much slower. But here, I think he'll grow and learn that as the season goes on.
True,
and I think, if he was to go back, that would make him a better player anyway in La Liga.
Yeah,
it because he's thinking 10 times faster than what everyone else is. So bam, yeah. But I do hope he stays. But obviously, I won't hold my hopes. Just play it by ear, because if I get too carried away, they'll go, and I'll be like, fuck it, back to square one again. Especially we've got to sort our defence out next summer, no matter what.
Yeah.
Score predictions for the next two games. I'll go for the Forest game first. Daniel.
I'm going to say, I think we are going to go pretty much all out youth. That was a good shout from Alfie earlier, though, saying Ozil in that game. I think Ozil will probably play in that match, probably captain the side as well. I'm going to say 3-0. I'm pretty confident going into it. I know they just knocked us out not too long ago, but was that last season or was that 2 seasons ago? I can't recall. But
Wenger's last season.
Yeah.
Wenger's last
FA Cup. Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, I am still pretty confident going into it. I think we'll get a pretty comprehensive win, 3-0. I'm going to say.
Okay, Alfie.
I'm just checking the championship table to see where they are.
Fair enough. Yeah, there you go. Back your stuff with facts. Don't just crap like me.
They're 6th, which is sort of 4 wins from 8.
Okay.
Let me look at the results quickly. I just want to gauge how good they are, because if they're a good championship team, I think we might struggle with mainly youth. Obviously, Lord Jenko returning.
Oh yeah,
Patrick.
Just get rid of him. He comes back. Can't get rid of the fucker.
Well, the results seem to suggest they don't score many, they concede many, a lot of 1-0. So,
okay.
I'm going 2-0.
I was going to say the same as well, 2-0. But in our defence, we'll probably concede. I say 2-1. Fuck it, just for the sake of it, because our defence, no matter who's in our defence.
That's true.
So there's a 2-1, and obviously the big one next Monday night, Man United. We'll go for Alfie first.
I'm going to back us to win finally at Old Trafford. I'm going 2-1.
Okay.
That it could be something like 4-3 or something, as Daniel said.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I think out Rashford, is Pogba still out?
I don't know. He played. I don't know.
I don't think he played today, and he didn't play against
Probably
Leicester.
is. Yeah. If he doesn't play in the cup, then yeah.
Yeah. So if they were without Pogba, without Rashford, that's leaving them with a team with, Mason Greenwood, James, Martial, Matic,
One matter.
Tomine, and Mata maybe midfield. I remember we have to remember the game where Rashford burst through, where it was a very poor United side that day, and then they just turned up and we were terrible. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to back us, and I'm going to say, I'm going 3-2. I think it'll be such an open game because both teams are so poor defensively.
Oh, 2 3-2s in a row.
Can our hearts take that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those electric things. I forgot what they're called in my heart because I'm just gonna be dying after that game, man. Jeez, but I don't know, man. In terms of form, like United don't really intimidate me at the moment, but it's just every single time we play against them, they always show up. So
or they get lucky.
Yeah, they always get lucky. They'll have like 2 shots
Steve.
registered in the game and win 2-0 or something crazy, But I'm gonna predict. You're not gonna like this, guys. I'm gonna say 2-2. I think it'll be difficult. I hope I'm wrong.
Result, though.
I think we'll win 3-1. We'll concede. Obviously, we'll concede.
That's a big shout.
I would love that.
Because as long as Xhaka doesn't play, because again away Old Trafford is going to be difficult enough as it is. If he one mistake and my days, he exposes our defence. And
I think he will play. To be honest,
I do too. I think he's going to start. Yeah,
he probably will. I'm just saying that it's we're less likely to concede if we have a more compact midfield that is mobile and that will protect the back four instead of keep making errors that expose us. And then and he doesn't track back either. There's times when he doesn't track back. He just skips back down the line. Like, okay, no. Oh, it's your fault now. He does a Mustafi. No. What did you do that for? So yeah, a 3. I was saying 3-1. I'm going to wrap things up now because obviously late over there. I don't know what time it is over there in the States to you, Dan.
Oh no, I'm good. It's only 55. It's almost about to be dinner time, so you guys take your time.
It's 4 minutes to 11. That's the days on. The highlights still on. So, yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Do I give yourselves a mention about your channel, your podcast, and all that? What you're doing, where to find you, this and the other.
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, you can find us wherever podcasts are found. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iTunes rather. We run through Anchor, so it's only audio at the moment. We are looking into possibly submitting some of our stuff onto YouTube, but that's in the works.
And
the Arsenal Fan Podcast, yeah.
StreamYard.
Yeah, through StreamYard and all that stuff. And it'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. But yeah, check it out if you like a good old casual podcast. And we appreciate the view skis. And Ryan, appreciate you for having us on, man. It was a fun ride.
Yeah, the Arsenal Fan Podcast.
Yep. It's great to have you finally on as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
been in the works.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's it basically. I'm trying to think now. I don't know who's playing tomorrow in the Rugby World Cup. I want to do one watch on for that. But Arsenal wise, I'll be back on Wednesday night with Mo from AFTV and another guest. I'm going to wait for him to confirm. And yeah, for the review of the Forest game, and then hoping to sort out stuff for the preview and then watching on Monday night, and then go from there basically. But until then, relax for the next 48 hours and make the most of it because it's all happening again next time come Tuesday. The hearts will be going.
Yep.
I've already watched the first half of that as well, unfortunately.
Okay.
So until my heart will have a bit of a rest.
Until then, up the Arsenal, guys.
See you later.
See you.